y'all, I'm Coach B.
And I'm Nisha
Hot Toddy, we likes to party. Everybody grab somebody. You feel it, sometimes we steal it. Drama, let's kill it. Come and get your healing. Hot Toddy, hot Toddy time. Hot Toddy, hot Toddy time.
We're looking for women like you to partner with us as we take it to the next level.
Hey y'all, it's Coach B.
And I'm Nisha T.
And it's Hot Toddy Time with G-I-R-E. I'm shaking the table. And so,
Literally.
yes. So I'm going to try to use another word besides excited, even though that's our word. We are so enthused.
Enthusiastic.
We are so optimistic.
Enthusiastic and enthused.
We are so pumped. We lit. We in this. Hey.
We're on fire.
Yeah. And we have a special guest joining us today. Y'all, we take up his space like every single week. We're here at least 4 to maybe sometimes 5 days out of the week, okay? We are buying up all his coffee, eating up all his dessert.
All the pig feet, all the collard greens, all the hog maws. I want to eat some of them chitlins. I love pig feet.
And
good,
enjoying every single inch of his establishment, and he's so kind to let us be here along with others who come and get to enjoy him. But it's something that is so personable about him, and we are gonna talk about him like he ain't here. Okay.
And some of y'all may recognize him if y'all follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
This guy is so spectacular and dynamic and so friendly, so loving.
Yeah.
Super supportive, and y'all know I don't have any biological family that I know in the DFW area, and you know my saying, right? I don't make friends.
She makes family.
That's what I do. So this guy has become like family to us, and without further ado, we would like to introduce you to Mr. Jake Shepard, coffee extraordinaire, investor.
Hey.
You know, all these things.
My favorite coffee that he makes at his shop is the Tree of Life.
Yes,
So,
hands down.
Hands
But
down.
she was going crazy behind the Bonnie and Clyde
Oh,
first.
I love the Bunny and Clyde.
Which we
Oh,
happen to
I love
learn is
that.
also your favorite.
That's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
What you like about the Bonnie and Clyde?
Me?
Who?
No, you.
You know, if you want to be a rebel, you get the Bonnie and Clyde because it's a mocha with a little bit of a chili pepper spice mix at the end of it. So you know, it has a little kick at the end of it.
It
You want to
does.
feel like a rebel that day. You know,
No
spice up
wonder
your day.
she likes
It's
it.
a little edgy.
Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah.
edgier
She
than the
eats
Tree of Life.
peppers that are from the devil. And so do I, but she looks like one every now and then.
Ooh, she always throwing shade, y'all.
No way! That was shade? I was trying to say you
Did I
was
look
spicy.
Did I look like a pimp?
You look hot. You look hot. God. I was trying to say you look hot. Now look, you got Jake over here turning red like a chili pepper. Y'all don't do my guy. Come on now. All right. So anyways,
I'll take that. I'll
yes.
take that.
See, she had to take it back. I personally love the Tree of Life, okay? So one thing about Jake's establishment is that it's family owned and operated, right? And there's a lot of many great employees that are here that are like family as well.
Yeah.
But one particular employee who just fits right in with Nisha T and I is his mom, okay? We love her. She's absolutely adorable.
I love her.
And the first time she gave me the Tree of Life, I went, ooh, what is this? She's like, it's like an almond joy in a cup.
Yes, that's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Almond Joy. No, I said almond joy. She corrected me and said mounds because it's without the nuts.
Oh, yeah.
She
See?
said, mhm.
See, mamas just make everything
Yeah,
better.
she did.
All right. Well, we're about to jump into the questions. Y'all know we're always on top of it. So as we always say here on GIRE, Hot Toddy Time. You ready?
Ready?
Okay. Jake, you ready?
I'm ready.
Spill the tea with a shot of whiskey. Tell us who you are.
All right. Well, I was thinking about like, who am I and different stuff. And everyone says, "Oh, this is my name. This is what I do." But that doesn't say who you are. And I want to say I'm an entrepreneur, but I think even before that, I'm a dreamer. I think big time dreamer, and I think even before I had this place or any other business, I just dream of so many ideas and business ideas and things that I want to do. And I mean, I dream big, like delusions of grandeur. I dream big, and so I think that's the first thing about me is I'm a dreamer. And you know, if you talk about mentioning my mom, I think she instilled that in me when I was a little kid, and so just growing up, just believing I can do anything, and it's good. It's really good to believe that. You know, that people say you want to have a realistic outlook and stuff like that. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think you need that. I think you need to dream big, and if you don't hit whatever you're trying to do with those goals, you'll fall into something else, but it'll still be more than if you were trying to just do something realistic. So
Yeah.
I think that's what I am. I'm a dreamer, entrepreneur. You know, I'm one of the guys that has had entrepreneur in their social media bio long before I had any entrepreneur endeavor. You know, there's plenty of stuff that makes fun of that, but you know, you got to speak it. Speak
Yeah,
it.
Right, no,
Spoken.
agreed.
And that's one of our things, manifested, hands down. And I love that he said that he's a dreamer, because one of the things here, when you come here, you see it everywhere, that dreams need coffee.
Dreams need coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So plug for the coffie shop. Also.
Yeah.
If you're a dreamer, come get coffee to fuel your dreams.
Yeah,
Also.
exactly. Was that what inspired you to start the coffee shop?
I've had a lot of coffee shop ideas, probably like 20 or 30 different coffee shop concepts in my mind of what they would be. This is actually my first one to start.
Okay.
And this used to be a cafe called like Euro Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a regular here. I'd come here and just try to get some time by myself, but the opportunity happened to end up taking this spot over, buying the business, and of course I changed up everything. But yeah, what really got me into just, I think, coffee is I love people. I love connecting. I love hanging out. I love talking, and I like creating experience more than just coffee. But I think coffee's the route to go, the channel, the vehicle to get to that now. So that's what I want, just create an awesome experience for people to come and hang out. And then as we started this business, it was like, well, why don't we try to, you know, push and show what we've learned, you know, dreaming big and, you know, trying to get that going. So different stuff like that. So that's kind of what inspired me. Is like, I love people. I want to create an awesome atmosphere, but now on top of that, I'm adding in like, hey, what are your dreams? I make all my employees give me these smarter goals. I want them all to dream big, and like, you can do anything. That's kind of my thing. So starting this, I live in Cedar Hill. I love Cedar Hill.
Yep, me too.
Best city in the world. So you should move here. And if you need help finding any homes, I know people that can help you.
Do you now?
Yeah.
So, you know, that is inspiring in itself, you know, because Jake is always inspiring the community as well. One thing that I started rolling out was like tell them your SMART goals, you know, and that was during the time that you were setting up like that SMART metrics. There was a discount for telling your SMART goals.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. And so you are impacting the community.
That's what we want to do, and we've even talked about different, maybe some entrepreneurial workshops, or even I want to create this dream workshop where we take someone's dream, but then we actually break it down, and how can you start practically working on that? And
It's like a vision party.
Yeah.
We need to have a dream party.
Make it like a whole week,
Dream party.
something like that.
Yes.
That'd be pretty
I
cool.
agree.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's go. Here
Okay,
we go.
well,
Let's go.
y'all, we ain't gonna put a time on it just yet, but real soon, be looking out and watching our podcast, because the dream party is coming.
It's
So
on the
Jake's
way.
gonna tell us when, and we putting it together. Our guests are always divine, so we know that y'all see us as women forward, women empowered, and this coffee shop is partly owned by a woman too. Your sister, right?
Yeah. My little sister owns a piece of this coffee shop, and she's just phenomenal.
Yes.
We should have her on here also.
I would love to.
Well, my brother and I own the property out
Okay,
back
out back.
together. And
Okay.
then, he's like a brother to me. My childhood friend I grew up with owns another piece of this coffee
See,
shop.
just family and
It's
friends. That's how you got to do it. So, you know, one thing is that's super divine, and one thing we had to have Jake on board is because, you know, this guy just inspires us, and he doesn't even know it.
Right.
You know, he does it a lot of times indirectly, but the fact that he can remember your name hug you every time you walk through the door, you know, basically encourage you to go out and hit your goals. Like, you know, I saw this guy getting ready to go work out in like super cold, and then I got up that night and went to the gym because I was like, if he can hit it out in the cold, then I can go ahead and go to the gym.
And she went out.
Yeah, what time I made it back? About 11 p.m.
I mean, if you want to stay late, but it was late.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah.
Putting the work in.
So you definitely inspire me. We want to ask you, how did you overcome, you know, obstacles on the way to getting here? Because I heard you say, you know, I'm a dreamer, and sometimes people criticize that. So what are some of the critical things or thoughts or comments that you heard in your dreaming?
You know, dreamers, they are kind of, you're like, oh, you're just a dreamer, you're dreaming too big, you know. And a lot of times, growing up, you say something like, oh, I'm going to do this one, they'd be like, oh, okay, you know, there's this house, there's a house in Cedar Hill I want.
Oh, everybody's
Like
we're moving in
$10
with
million.
you.
I'm telling people, that's my house. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I don't have the money for that, but people are like, okay, you know, laughing, but when I get it, we'll see. But,
We can crowdfund because I'm moving in with y'all.
So when I was here, and the person, I think it was the manager, came to me and was like, hey, we're probably going to end up selling this place. And I said, I'll buy it. I didn't have the money to buy it. I didn't. I don't know why, but I said, I'll buy it. And then it was a very cool process of getting the money. And turns out, you know, just that persistence and just talking to people, I started doing some due diligence, started looking up, you know, different metrics here, looking at the demographics, which is young people, by the way. So 0 to 18 is like the biggest population in Cedar Hill. We can really influence and encourage them to do great things. But so I just started looking at all those things, and the obstacles really didn't become obstacles. They just became just tasks, different steps. You know, and you see this big number I had to get to buy the shop, or this, you know, how I'm gonna get this done, and I just kind of kept it. I mean, I prayed. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I was
come
praying.
on now.
I was praying. I was prayer walking. I was driving around praying for this place.
Okay, he was doing a walk of Jericho.
I was.
Look, did you blow the trumpet?
Yeah.
He said I blew the horn.
Circle maker. I mean, I was praying, but you know, it just started unfolding, and it wasn't like this happened in 16 days. I think I found out about the opportunity. It was like December 15th, January 1st, got it, and so
That's awesome.
this was very interesting because at the beginning it was like, this is a dream. Maybe let's just look and see what we can figure out. And then by the end of it, it's like, we're doing it, and we got the money, and you know, we had the keys, and it was super, just amazing, super cool. And so I think if you see this big obstacle, you see these dreams with all these obstacles, just start going at it, start trying, start figuring out, you know, what does this take, what does this need to get past this obstacle. And so I started talking to people. I started showing my sister and my buddy Danny, I was showing them, hey, do y'all want to be investors? And next thing I know, my sister and Danny are both partners in it and running different aspects of the business, which I'm so thankful for.
That's
because
awesome.
They have skill sets I don't have. But then other people just willing to put up money, willing to give us loans. People, I think my sister was talking to her friends about it herself, and one of her friends was like, I got money in the safe right now at their house. Like, I have cash, I'll give you. You know, it was amazing.
What's their address? No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just, I think that's the thing, is you got to start putting action and start trying, and you'll never know. And because things will come together. Things always look too big to be able to pull off and make happen. But if you just start working at it,
it'll happen.
Unfolding,
So the first thing you did, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I'm just processing it. So the first thing you did, you dreamt. Yeah, you dreamed about it.
She's the old school word.
Secondly,
You dreamt.
you put it into an
Spoke it
atmosphere. You
into
professed
existence.
it. You professed it. And then you start making steps. You start walking in faith. And so sometimes the first part will scare people off. Dreaming too big. That would stagnate some people. But the thing about it is, he did not allow that to stagnate him. We talk about money. We need money to start off. He told you.
You don't say, I don't have the money.
Yeah.
Right. You say, how do I get the money?
I get it?
Because I didn't have the money. So I said, how do I get this money?
Yeah.
I gotta think of a way to get this money by tomorrow. I gotta think of a way to get this money by tomorrow.
Because I just told the person I'd buy it, so I got to figure it
Yeah,
out.
Exactly. Now you got to honor your word. Well, thank
Yeah.
God you a man of your word.
Right.
Okay. And a special shout out to her too. I knew the previous owner, such a very, very sweet, loving lady, very friendly. Also put her all into this place. And girl, we know you out in New York. We just want you to know that that was the best decision that you ever made. So we hope you're not doubting what you did. You did a wonderful job, and your boy Jake here is taking care of it. We love you, girl. Miss you. All right.
Are there any painful challenges that you encountered, period? Not with just this shop, but I know you mentioned that other things. You have put entrepreneurship as your title for a long
before
time.
you ever got here.
So are there any other painful obstacles that you
Thanks
encountered?
getting here. Yeah.
I think I've started a lot of businesses, and a lot of them have gone away. I had this idea of my first business I started. That was like in 7th grade. I think in 1999, I read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's kind of got me started.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm running from this, but I
please.
learned about passive income. If you're all real estate investors too, I know people that can help you with that. But
Weird.
that's kind of what got me started in that. I was reading that book, and used to be these things called Palm Pilots, personal digital. It's not public.
Yeah.
Let me check my Palm Pilot.
It was before the smartphones, and I started buying those and then renting them out to other kids, like $10 a month. That's what got me started. But I think, different challenges in just my personal life have really helped me grow in the business life, and you kind of learn some grit and different stuff. So I'm thinking of different times. My father, he's a great man. He's a very good man, but he is harder on me than he was any of my sisters or anything like other people, and so he taught me a lot, but at times it was very tough for me.
Talk about it. Please talk about it.
I grew up working for him. I grew up I worked on some of his rent houses, different stuff like that. But I think when I turned 18, or maybe it was 16, a lot of things changed. I'm like, your phone bill's on yourself. You got to pay for your own gas. You got to get your own job, all this stuff. And then college, learned a hard lesson there. I went to Baylor. It's not inexpensive. And
look at him plugging his school. My cousin went to Baylor. Go Bears!
I did. Yeah, true. And so it's a great school. I studied entrepreneurship, if you were thinking what I studied.
Yeah.
But, there came this point where I did not make the best of grades, and I ended up losing a scholarship I had, and then he was going to help pay, and then he cut that money, and so I was... and it was a good lesson. It was a good lesson learned. And so I had to go to Baylor and then leave, and that happened probably three times or so. And I remember when I was finally, I think I was like 25 or 26 at Baylor. And things were a little easier because I was a little older then, a little more mature, but it was an awkward feeling with like some younger kids there. So that's another thing for older people. Don't be discouraged if you're going back to school or anything like that. Just is what it is.
Yeah.
Just is what, and you're doing it for you, so get that going.
For you.
And then, and then there's been a lot of times it's just me and my mom, and we have, I remember I'd get a paycheck, and we'd go to Texas Roadhouse. That would be where we celebrate.
With the peanuts.
Yeah. Get that, and then we'd have a good meal. And then I remember we'd go to like a place called Papa Murphy's, a little pizza place, but they made these pizzas so big it would last us a few days. So the struggle for money was so real, and but just learning to be resourceful and getting through that was very interesting. That's when I just ended up, not making enough money for your one job. I started a lawn mowing business at this time, and started just mowing lawns and doing landscaping and kind of anything that could bring money in. But that struggle produces grit.
Come on, man.
And so then once you go through that experience and you have some more grit, and when you're at the end of the line, you don't have any money, you can handle that. You can get through it. You know what to do. You start making steps. Start, creating an action plan, and it doesn't bother you as much. So then when you have something bigger like this coffee shop or something like that, or whatever business you may be in, those past experiences
shaping
made you tougher, made you stronger. So
you answered our next question already.
I didn't mean to. I'm just talking
that's divine, because we're just sitting here like, man, I'm thinking about my kids. I'm thinking about Nisha T's kids. I'm thinking about everything that we're processing right now in parenting. I think about my son and my daughter's future. I think about some of the things that they do out of mischief, because that's what kids do. And then I think about some of the things and decisions you make trying to find your way through life. And it's like, though Dad was tough and maybe made some tough choices to cut this and say, you got to be responsible for this, would you say that's what shaped you? That's what made you strong?
He never gave me like a handout if I got myself under the water or anything like that. But he would tell me what to do to get out of the situation, or let me figure it out possibly, or but he would help me figure that out versus, teach me how to fish. And a lot of stuff I watched him do things growing up, so I learned from that. And then I think there's a lesson to be said just throwing someone out, throwing them out there and let them fight amongst the wolves.
It was some eagle stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then here's mom loving you guys together and making it work.
Always encouraging me, always loving me, always telling me, I'm proud of you, you can do this. And just to this day, she's proud of me. That'd be the smallest little thing,
And she's so happy.
Yeah.
And she's here working too, y'all, diligently. I want to ask you this. This is not one of the questions that's on the list, because I think you answered how long you've been doing this too, since 7th grade, entrepreneur, but now dreamer, right? Where you're watching all of your dreams manifest. So it's real unique that you mentioned about Papa Murphy's Pizza. Does it ever feel like childhood, or do you just ever look up to God and say thank you when you walk into the shop that's happening so successfully, but you're literally right across the street from Sam's Pizza,
right,
which makes huge pizzas about the same way? Do you ever think like, man, I was eating pizza on a budget, trying to find myself?
That's true. I haven't thought about that. I always say this. It's always interesting, like different steps of your life when like you're just struggling trying to make it, and you get it out of that. There's always another something you're struggling with, and I think we could actually do a better job of just sitting back and being thankful for what we do have. And so that's another thing with the dreamers. You're always dreaming. You're always wanting something more. So I have this coffee shop and I love it and it's great, but I'm like, okay, what's next? Where's the next location? What's the next business? So I think that's a really good lesson and something to take into consideration of, stop, smell the roses, sit back, enjoy what you do have, and be thankful for what you do have. Because yes, I worked hard. Yes, I went through the steps, but God blessed me quite a bit for getting that. So I need to definitely be thankful for what I do have, what I have been given. So that's a great. I didn't even make that connection. That's a really good, connection right there.
That's what healing for the soul is all about.
That's what she does.
That's when you draw it out. Like, come on, a healing is coming forth. Sometimes, like you said, we have to stop and smell the roses. But I think we have to reflect on our many blessings.
Yes.
And when you reflect on your many blessings, I think if there's anything else that you're trying to do and you start doubting yourself, because I'm a firm witness that when I started really excelling in real estate, I forgot all the things I love to do. Like I act, sing, write, did all those different things, loved poetry, all that stuff. Had gone through quite a bit of struggles throughout my life and different things. And I forgot who I was. I was succeeding. My environment was comfortable. I had good friends and support around me, still do. And I just didn't remember. I didn't remember what I was capable of. And it took me to have a moment of reflection, just like the ones that we're talking about, where I said, you tripping. Do you know who you are? And I think Nisha T got a dose of that on the phone. I was like, I am, and God made me, and this is what and I can do this. And, I had to be reminded.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like you're in another part of transitioning in your life, and you're scaling, and it's some thoughts that you're having, and maybe you needed this moment to remember where you started from, so you can soar to the next level where you're going.
Yeah.
That parking lot in the back, the things we've talked about with the growth with your other companies, all that stuff. You're one bad mother, and you don't take from nobody. Okay, that's cool runnings right there. So
no, I would agree. Sometimes we just get so super focused, and our focus gets us off of certain things. But we want that goal, that we have that goal that we're trying to meet. So when we get super focused, I can even say, I'm gonna say, with getting super focused, you forget about family. I forgot about family time. I forgot about me time. I forgot about just the things that make life what they are. And so because you want to make sure things are successful. You want to make sure that, and then you will forget. Well, sometimes we will forget to put those things together, like
connect the dots.
Yeah, connect the dots, because everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And so
kind of forget about family. You don't forget about family, but you forget why you're doing this. Or it's
In the first place.
Or something like that.
In the first place.
Yeah.
If you're not getting to see him, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Then why? What for?
Exactly. All right.
So, the next question is, what advice would you give your younger self? You know, we know you started this in 7th grade, so you kind of already know. But you know, now you've made progress. You've made bigger steps. You come a long way from Palm Pilot. You know, in the schoolhouse. Now
Okay.
you on top of the world, Craig. What advice?
Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah, no, there's a few, I have so much advice I can give. One thing I feel like, though, I started out dreaming real big after reading this book. I was doing these things on such a small scale. The Palm Pots I was renting out was $10 a month, but plus $2 for an update every month, so $12 a month. But I think somewhere along the way, as you get older, you lose that steam when the real world hits you. You start having to have these bigger bills, and you start having to go through life, college after college. And you just kind of forget sometimes, and I'm kind of getting back into the dreaming, now these last few years to get in this business. So I think don't lose momentum. Don't lose that hope in dreaming. I think that's something you definitely should keep up and keep trying. And yeah, you just keep trying. Start businesses. Start them, and if they fail, guess what? You learn. It's like a science experiment.
Yeah.
Hypothesis. Will this business work? Let's try it out. It didn't. All right, keep trying.
Fail forward.
So fell forward. There's a movie. It was a cartoon like Meet the Robinsons or something like that. Keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Keep moving. That's a great slogan or mantra to have.
There's a quote that was quoted in one of our clubhouse meetings that happens with our real estate group. And the quote it said, and I can't remember who said it, and I'll look it up, but it said, set your goals ridiculously high so that even when you fail, you still feel above everyone else.
Yeah, that's good. One other thing I'd also say is I come to this point where I'm great at talking to people. I love people. I love hanging out, that emotional intelligence, but I might not be good at some discipline type things like
Same.
the money management or the filing, bookkeeping, all that stuff. And so I think finding people that complement your skill, that can recognize your skill, so they see, okay, I see value in what you do, and then you also, for me, it's easier to see value in someone who's a finance expert or someone who's a social media expert or marketing, but I came to this point like I don't know what I have to offer. I just like saying hi to people, and, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's an offer enough.
There's a skill there I didn't realize I had with emotional intelligence of talking to people, influence people, loving on people, making them feel good. That then you can kind of bring people together and create something like this coffee shop. So I think find people that recognize your skill, but also have complementary skills to what you're doing. That you can really build something amazing there. It doesn't matter what business,
right?
You can really do some cool stuff.
Your trials make room for your purpose. They produce your purpose. You get to serve in your purpose every single day now.
Yeah.
Because you now have gone through trials that, number one, built up that go-getter in you. Because somebody would say, I don't have the money. And they'll stand back and wait and see if it comes, or wait till the credit gets good, or wait till they have a certain amount of money in their pocket. And meanwhile, time is just passing by. Bills are still due. Obstacles are still coming. And there's a scripture that says if you wait on perfect conditions, you'll never get anything done. So your journey, really sounds like it's shaped that part of you that says, I can't wait.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity. This is an open door. I may not have the money or the credit or the, whatever to get it done, but I know people, or I will find people who will. And that's a smart way of thinking. But all of that started from those places where people doubted your dreams. They doubted that if you'd ever do anything. I know there has to be a moment, even in your parents' life, where it was like, when Jake gets his life together. Is this kid ever gonna get his life together? Like when they tell you, get a real job.
Yeah, get a real job.
And now here you are, being that entrepreneur you dreamed about, and then you get to show up and say hi, and exercise that emotional intelligence that you have.
Yeah, no, it's great. I just, this quote came to me. My mom always told me, when you're in those moments that are the really hard times, and you're not seeing, you're grinding, but you're not seeing at the end where you're at the top. You know, you're not seeing that. My mom would always tell me, like, this is just temporary. And so I always think to myself, it's like in a hard time, like, hey, this is just temporary. This is just temporary. Temporary could last 5-10 years, but you keep that mindset, this is just temporary, and you keep that grind.
And you'll be out of it in no time.
I always, you know, like in the Bible, I always want to be King David. I always want to be King
Come on,
David.
somebody.
And for the longest time, I was Shepard Boy David. I'm still part of Shepard Boy David. Maybe I'm feeling like a king here and there.
Yeah.
But like, you gotta
Just
go
don't find Bathsheba.
Yeah.
Stay
with your own.
Stay with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, King David is a powerful, person. We had this conversation one time. Because y'all know me. Now we going to church, okay? Because come on, somebody. I was telling Nisha T one day that, how King David was this ruddy-headed boy out in this field being slept on and underestimated.
He's a shepherd.
And when the prophet shows up to issue the anointing that God tells him to go and issue, he goes to pour the oil, and it's not pouring on any of Jesse's boys, because Jesse was David's father. And it's not pouring at all, right? And it's a jar full. And it causes the prophet to not second guess himself, but to turn towards God, whom he has the relationship with, like, this ain't working. So what do I need to do? And it's like, God, it doesn't say this specifically in the Bible, but like, you think about those unctions or those nudges that you get, something that's telling you something ain't right.
Yeah.
This is supposed to work.
Yeah.
If God told me to do this, this is supposed to work. So either something ain't right with, who's before me, or I'm doing something wrong, right? And so he had to turn to Jesse and say, no, you have one more. Because he couldn't doubt God. He doubted himself before he doubted God. He was like, no, it's somebody else that's here. Because I was told to do this.
Right.
And then he was going to be there.
And some of y'all have to have a where is he type of faith. Like, no, I'm in the right direction. I'm in the right place. I know what I heard.
I got to keep
Something ain't right. Where is it? Right? Bring it forth. And so when Jesse calls his son, you can imagine probably all of the explanations he's giving. Oh, he's just a ruddy-headed boy. He's not, all of these boys are far more stronger, right, than he is. But as soon as David enters into the lineup, the oil begins to flow, and it's unstoppable. And from there, journey after journey. And he doesn't get promoted to the palace instantly. He has to serve first. He had to serve King Saul first.
Yeah.
And help him get over his torment and all that stuff. So he had to encourage somebody before he himself was encouraged to do.
Yeah.
So just to piggyback off of that, about him, anybody who knows him and they in there or did not know him, they only see the highlighted part of his life. He's already told you it didn't start just now.
Right.
It has taken time, just to coincide with what Coach V is saying. It's a process.
Yeah.
To get here. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. So he served in the field, and he's serving people. And then before long, you'll have your from the pit to the palace journey. Mm-hmm. So that house that sits up on the hill that he's referring to is 880 feet above sea level. That's the dew point. And, you think of kings and you think of kings, not King of the Hill. Dang it, Bobby. But you think of a king rising to the top. And in that house, because guys, I've had the pleasure of walking and standing in that house. And you can see all of DFW almost from that house. Like, you have a complete view of Arlington, Grand Prairie, Mansfield, and I wouldn't be surprised if you can see the Dallas skyline, but it wasn't dark enough, but I could see all of those other cities. So to me, it seems that you are in your serving phase, and the palace will come the more you keep serving and smiling and saying hi.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna see you in that house. I'm coming to the party. All right, so yeah, let's go.
Okay, our next question is, what keeps you motivated? We touched it. You told the people that we gotta stay motivated, but we want to know what keeps you motivated.
I think people keep me motivated. I think I love seeing people walk in that door. I love talking to them. That keeps me motivated for coffee shops specifically. And then just that's something, creating experience for people. I have a lot of other businesses I want to make, and I want to, have some hospitality, but some showsmanship too. I want to show off and be like, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one thing for sure that keeps me motivated. And then my family, got 2 little kids, so I'm like, that definitely got to keep it motivated. Maybe I'll build them something. And maybe I'll be tough like my father, but also kind of be like,
A little bit of your mom too.
learn how to take this up. And then the last thing, my mom, I think she's, to this day, just still keeping me motivated, saying, hey, believe in you, keep going, you got this. And so that's one big thing right there. And I think that's an important thing too, is having the right people involved in your dreams. So you can tell your dreams to people, and someone says, whatever, and that fuels some people too. When you get told, right, you can't do that. Some people might get fueled like that.
Like, I'll show you.
Right.
This is one of them. Nisha T is one of them. Don't tell her she can't do nothing because we not going to sleep tonight.
Okay.
If you tell her she can't do it,
then I'm gonna find a way.
okay.
Why fight a hopeless battle trying to defy your destiny?
'Cause people called me a failure. I'll prove them wrong.
I will say I am one of those people, but it's just something to proving a point. I don't know why. It's just something to just not even just proving to them, but to prove yourself. Because a lot of times when people doubt, it puts doubt in you. You could really care less about what they're thinking, but sometimes you just have to prove to yourself, no, I can do this. Not only can I do it, but like you just said earlier, God appointed me to this. So how can you tell me that that's not for me when He has already told me that it is for me? So that's why I am that way.
She gets fired up. All right, so how do you plan for rest and self-care?
Oh, I am terrible at the rest part. I just, we have our daughter waking up like all the time. So I'm not even sleeping anymore. I'm like, it is what it is. I think some stuff that gives me rest is just kind of some fellowship, hanging out with people, having a good time. That actually is relaxing and restful to me. But then also I've been doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And so that's a great experience. It's a very good skill to have, but there's more to that, some discipline that's involved, and it's becoming like a family, at the gym I go to right over here. And so I really enjoy Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because it's a great way to just get stress out when you're just throwing a guy on the ground and choking him out. Most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, I'm getting thrown around, getting choked out and tapping out. And so, but it's just a great way to
de-stress.
Get the de-stress. When you have a hectic day, and most of the time growing up it was easier because I wasn't using so much brain power to try to think and do so much stuff. But now you get older, you need something to get out there, something physical.
Yes, you do.
To work with. So I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's been a great way to de-stress.
I love that. So.
No, I just want to say that's different. I know when you first said Brazilian, I know if anybody else like me, our minds went to different places.
Brazilian wax and hair. It's a woman thing, okay?
It's a woman thing.
But
that's a new thing. So I think it makes me, just because you said Brazilian, it makes me want to go and look it up and try to see exactly what it is. What it entails.
And come on, ladies, giving y'all a look into the mind of your man, okay? Y'all think that him getting in the bed and sleeping and watching TV all day is relaxing to him. This man said Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is relaxing and being with his people. So y'all please stop hunting your man down thinking that he doing anything other than choking somebody out. It is not another woman. It happens to be his instructor at the gym. So please, okay? It's a TikTok that's like, women think men are doing this, and they're showing like all these attractive women walking by when they're actually doing this, and they are pillow fighting blind. That's relaxing.
We're just kids still. We never grow up.
Exactly. So I love that you said that, and I loved hearing that from a male perspective. Because we like the tea, we like the coffee, we like to sit up and just kind of lay around and lounge around. And sometimes for me, you just can't. That's just not it. It's like so.
Right.
Relationship wise, I always tell people find out what really interests your partner, and then you guys rotate the schedule. Today I'm gonna chill with you. Today you're gonna do jujitsu with me. Today we're gonna go our separate ways, and you can chill, and I'm gonna go do jujitsu. You know, but just figure out, you know, what works for you. You know, balance is how you define it. It really doesn't even exist. You know, it's what you make it.
Yeah, it's not the way the world. It's not just because social media says it's supposed to be a certain way doesn't mean it's how it goes.
Yes.
We get caught up in social media.
It's got to be hard growing up today with social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Already pressured at such a young age, you have to be something.
Yes.
And as a business owner, you know, we want to take a minute to acknowledge and thank your wife for sharing Jake with us and the world.
She literally dropped him off and left him here with us.
So, what is your 5-year vision or goal for your company?
For this specific one, I would like to have a second location.
Okay.
There's a new library being built here in Cedar Hill.
Oh, I'm excited. I got my shirt.
Really want to have a location in the new library. So we have one here, that old historic downtown, and then one in the library. And that library is going to look like a college building.
Yes.
It looks amazing. So that's a second location for sure. And then I bought the property out back with my little brother, and we're going to turn that into almost like an oasis, a place to hang out, an outdoor hangout spot.
Yeah.
So we really want to build that out and get that going. And then one other thing is I really like to get a bed and breakfast that's connected to this coffee shop too.
That would
where
be
people
awesome.
can come and stay, they can get breakfast, and then package deal come and get coffee with us here. We really just want it all to be in the community too, and everything be connected, and all the businesses.
That will be nice.
Collaboration is
Yeah.
phenomenal. So
That's gonna be nice.
that's kind of the 5-year vision for that. Is keep growing this. Work on the other 2 endeavors, but really grow this out and have a second one.
Remember who you are.
Yeah.
Remember who you are. And so, and lastly, we kind of skipped over this question, but I thought it was so appropriate. If money was not a issue or a concern, what would you be doing with your time if you had all the money you wanted?
I think I'd drive myself crazy. I'd be trying to do so many things right there, and then I would be continuing to pour into this community, and from an entrepreneur perspective, just looking and seeing what do we not have. This is another great way to start a business. Just go anywhere. You can look online, you could look in brick and mortar, but think in an area. What do they not have? What's not being helped, served, or what product's not there?
Come on in here, choir!
Start doing that. And so it's in Cedar Hill. It's booming. It's growing like crazy. But that's what I would do. I'd say, what do we not have? Let's see. Let's get another dog park. Let's get a bistro, sandwich shop. Let's get kind of a fun gaming entertainment place for kids, educational place for kids, stuff like that. So I think that's what I would do, is just continue to start small businesses and then find a really good person to run them. Because I can dream it all day, but the actual managing and executing.
Yeah, you need to execute.
Yeah,
He just helped me.
Yeah, right.
Message.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's major. Touching lives every single day. This is the Jake that we are privileged to knowing and having this access to. So we're going to enjoy our access until he becomes the next Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Or Mark Zuckerberg.
I will say this. One thing I do enjoy about coming here is his enthusiasm about his own shop. You know that he loves being here. He loves what he does. Sometimes we're just doing, and
the people are great. Everyone who works here is phenomenal. I lucked out with some amazing people and customers. It's awesome.
He's like the Michael Jordan of coffee. So we can't wait, to see everything that God does with you. One thing we like to do on this show is we like to decree it and declare it. So we'll take a moment to be very vocal, unapologetically. Y'all know us already. Y'all know our faith. We decree and declare that within these 5 years up and coming, that your business will bloom so big, so fast, and so far that you will have the capacity, but the word of God says you won't even have room enough to receive, because it will be so dynamic. We speak the bed and breakfasts into existence. We speak the outdoor enjoyment area into existence. We speak growth in several more locations just like this. In the name of Jesus, it is sealed, and we have decreed and declared. So it got to come to pass.
It's coming.
Okay?
It's coming. Just wait to look for it.
So
Just
when
wait
y'all
to
see it, remember, we said it
It's
first.
It's here. It's
Give me
here.
$1. But no, so We have thoroughly enjoyed having you on the show.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is definitely a divine one.
We're all dreamers, but I like to sit back and just listen to them sometimes and just talk. You know,
How we bounce ideas off
y'all
of each
just bounce
other.
ideas
And
off
I'm
of each
telling y'all,
other,
it's
so-
nothing you can tell this guy that he's like, okay, well, let's do it. Well, what you thinking?
Seriously.
So,
Seriously.
no, but it has been such a great show. I hope you guys are inspired. I hope you're empowered. I hope you've received healing and confidence and you know exactly who you are and who you're made to be. Go take your gift, start your business. Don't worry about your money, your credit, or anything like that. Hear the bottom line and go and pursue the help you need to get the bottom line done. Find your who. Stop thinking about how.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, we love you guys. And as always, she laughed at me last time I ended this, but you have received your healing for your soul. Have a
See you
great day.
next time.
Come get coffee.
Bye.
Yeah, come
get
get some coffee.